Hey, what's going on guys? Fitz here, and today we'll take a look at the Back for Blood December 2022 update, River of Blood, which is expansion number 3, and it's the third expansion for this year. Now I'm gonna read the patch notes and the important information, and I'll add some comments and maybe some photos and videos to help us better understand patch notes. New features: River Blood Campaign Act 6. This all-new 5-chapter act brings the cleaners farther from Fort Hope than they have ever ventured since the initial outbreak. So we all know that there are only 5 missions for Act 6, and I just hope they're really varied and they're really interesting. One new cleaner, Tala. When Tala is with the party, warp chests have a chance to spawn during missions. So if you haven't played for a while or haven't played the Hives, warp chests actually give you a chance to get a legendary weapon and attachments and all that stuff. And you can only get them from Ridden Hives. So now there's a chance that it will spawn on normal maps if you have Tala in the party. Tala spawns a unique whistle on the map that summons Jeff, a modified tall boy who fights alongside the cleaners. So this is Jeff, and he's a friendly tall boy. Now it's just interesting. Tala spawns a unique whistle, so that means you have to find the whistle. I wonder if it's like infinite reuse or there's a chance like the other items in the game, so you have to find another one in order to summon Jeff. Tala causes a bleed effect that deals damage over time to Ridden she attacks. Oh, this is nice. So since it doesn't say if it's melee or range, so it should mean that it applies to both melee and range. We know that she is using a bow. I think that's her default range weapon. So we'll see in just a few hours. New game mode, Trial of the Worm with leaderboards. Fight through a series of voted on maps, selecting corruption modifiers to increase scores. The more modifiers selected, the harder the difficulty becomes. Final overall score is displayed on leaderboards within Kenny's newly opened tent. Climb to the top and be the best cleaner in Fourth Hope. Alright, this is really the most interesting for me. I mean, I know there's an Act 6, but this is a different mode. So instead of just playing the campaign repeatedly, we have another mode to play with. I hope this is great, and I'm excited to play this mode. Melee attachments. Attachments aren't just for ranged weapons anymore. Find and use melee specific attachments to make close range combat even more deadly for Ridden and Cultists. I mentioned this on my previous video, and we have some photos right here, and it'll be interesting what are the attachments that we can put on melee weapons. 11 new cards, 8 player cards. Developer note: previously shown images of some of the new player cards on social media have a slightly altered description than what is currently up to date and in-game. Alright, so they made changes to the cards. So it'll be interesting what are those changes. Maybe just some balancing. 3 director cards. Okay, director cards are added by the game director as you're playing to make the run more difficult or more challenging. 2 new weapons. Deal some serious damage with the Law Rocket Launcher, or burn it all to the ground with a flamethrower. The rocket launcher a primary or a secondary, or will it take up your grenade slot? And then we have the flamethrower. So the flamethrower you can reload by finding gas canisters and all that stuff. Alright, it will be really interesting. I know there will be a flamethrower build. I'm gonna make one because I've already seen cards that actually supports the flamethrower. Sentinel enemy type. The Sentinel family of mutated Ridden are a result of devil worms attempting to mimic human forms instead of taking over a host. Anyone who tries to run past a Sentinel instead of killing it will suffer the consequences. Okay, interesting. So this is the photo of a Sentinel enemy type. They're kind of like a big worm. But it's really interesting that they put in here, you'll suffer consequences if you try to run past it instead of killing it. Because now you have to kill this Sentinel. I wonder what are those consequences. 12 new cleaner skins. 8 exclusive cleaner skins available for expansion 3 owners. So that means you have to have the season pass or the gold edition or the DLC so you can get the exclusive cleaner skins. For those who just have the base game, you have 4 cleaner skins available to non-expansion owners for Hoffman, Doc, Hang, and Charisse. 5 new weapon skin sets. 1 exclusive set of weapon skins available for expansion 3 owners. and 4 cleaner themed sets of weapon skins purchasable in Skull Totem lines. There will be new banners, sprays, and emblems. And of course, with the new DLC and Act, there are new achievements and accomplishments. So, holiday event in Fort Hope. The winter event is back in Fort Hope with more lights, music, and holiday cheer, along with seasonal supply lines. So we'll have more information later on once the update goes live. I believe this will be ongoing for almost a month, and hopefully we'll get double supply points. Campaign updates. General. Players incapacitated in safe rooms now count as survivors. Okay, interesting. So that means if you made it to the safe room, even though you're incapacitated, it means you still survive. All right, that's a good update. Bonuses for quick play increased to 25% from 15%. So this is the quick play option where you just join a currently existing run. Various collision improvements made across multiple maps and ridden hives, so players cannot navigate to unreachable areas. Great. All unused titles have been hooked up to various rewards. Alright, there are so many titles that I haven't obtained yet, and I read that they are bugged or currently not activated, so hopefully we can get them now since I've been playing this game for a long time and there's still titles that I don't have. Card updates. Legendary cards now apply to all team members. This is really good. So it doesn't matter who picks up the legendary card, you can all have the card or card effects. Skull Totem prices have been reduced for several burn cards. Oh, I hope this includes the spawn a legendary weapon. I really like that card. Brazen now includes plus 15% bow stamina efficiency and 20% bow attack speed. Interesting. Finally, maybe a bow build is doable. Heavy attack has been moved to the ADS button while wielding a melee weapon, and is now one button press to activate rather than charging up. I believe last time it was you hold down the left mouse button to charge it up, but now you just use the right mouse button, because if you're melee, you usually just do a quick slash, which is your left mouse button. Hired gun. The maximum amount of copper gain has now been increased to 1,000. From memory, I think it was 750. Copper per kill increased to 5 from 2. So this is actually the burn card right here. I'm gonna add a photo later so you can see the difference. Slugger, now plus 10% bow stamina efficiency and also plus 20% bow attack speed. Plus 5 health changed to plus 5%. I think the bow build is really viable this time. Smells like victory. Card text updated to reflect the proper duration. Unnatural healing. Healing reduced to 1 from 5. Developer note, this change was made because legendary cards now apply to the entire team. That's fair. Director card updates. More difficult director cards are now weighted towards later acts on recruit and veteran difficulties. Right now, veteran, recruit, even nightmare is actually very easy if you have a good build. So this is just like a balancing thing. Ravenous added a UI icon to the HUD for starving players. Now you'll know that you're starving if you see the red like kidney icon on the bottom. I think they will add one more user interface element so that it will be more clear that you need to eat. Ugly Chuckies or Chuckies? Chuckies. Bonuses for mementos increased to 15% from 5%. Alright, that's a good buff. Weapon update. Stamina drain for heavy attacks has been slightly increased. Lower tier reload speed has been increased. The embezzler weapon now uses sniper ammo. I believe this is the handgun that gives you money. And I think last time it uses the rifle ammo. We'll see. I'll add a picture right here later. Tenderizer now plays reload animations after hitting cultist traps. Tenderizer is like the Warhammer thing. Minigun in the Fort Hope shooting range is now an unlimited pickup. Bow now uses melee attachments, now deals reduced damage and reloads at slower speeds when firing without stamina. Arrows now travel faster when charged in ADS, that is when you're aiming down sights when you hold down the right mouse button. Lower the stamina cost for firing arrows and pulling arrows back in ADS. Reduce the amount of time player is locked into the firing state when firing arrows. Lowered min and max spread. Increased spread decay rate. Now affected by bullet damage and reload speed bonuses from cards. So they're really making the bow a viable build. Now we can use the bullet damage and reload speed cards from other builds. Very interesting. I'd like to make a bow build and also a flamethrower build. Iron Claws now deals more damage to doors. Doors, okay. Max stacks reduced to 20 from infinite. Item updates. Duffel bags can now be found in all acts. Okay, so last time duffel bags you can only see them in Act 5. And they actually give you a lot of stuff. Like I think all the skins you can, not all, but maybe most of the skins, even the legendary ones. I got some legendary skins, the one that you buy from the totem shop. You can now get them from duffel bags, and they also give you the spray paint, the weapon skins, and the cards as well. And if you have completed all of that, you can actually get a burn card, so which is really nice. Now you can farm any map and still get a duffel bag. Directional damage indicators have been removed from bear traps. Okay, the goat pipe now drops warped copper piles when cost of avarice is in play. Okay, curse key now has a small chance to kill the user, reduce extra lives to 0, and destroy itself on failure. Wow, this is really a big nerf. Curse key is the infinite legendary key to open safe doors, or I mean locked doors, chests, and even to use the medkit station. So now it has to, you have a small chance to be killed, and if you have 9 lives it can be reduced to 0, and then it destroys itself. So this is really a nerf. We'll see limited use for this if anyone will actually use it. Probably won't use the curse key now. A stumble effect has been added to Ridden during the smoke grenades explosion. Spawning updates. Copper spawns reduced by 2 on no hope difficulty. Interesting. So this is actually a nerf. If you add that up, it's gonna be a big amount. Bot updates. Bot decks have been adjusted to better match that character's default loadout. Bots no longer have 1 extra life. Bots pick up toolkits when a player pings them. Okay, if you haven't played for a while, bots actually can use toolkit to open safe rooms. Now they can pick them up, so I'm sure they can open it. I hope so. They can open safe rooms if you ping them. Ammo drop cooldown timer increased to 90 seconds from 60 seconds. Amount of ammo drop increased by 50%. Okay, it's just kind of balancing because they drop it longer, like I mean 90 seconds instead of 60 seconds, but they drop more, so it's fine. Now drops ammo when player reaches 60% total ammo from 55%. Now heal themselves at 75% and heals others at 76% while out of combat. Now heal themselves at 65% and heals others at 66% while in combat. Ridden updates. Various Ridden pathing improvements made across multiple maps and Ridden hives. Hawker's cooldown reduced to 7 from 8 seconds. Wretch's vomit tick rate reduced to 0.3 from 0.25. Ogre 30 seconds added to both ends of the horde trigger cooldown. Okay, that's great. So that means there will be more time before another horde comes. No longer spawns out of sight from players. Shredder health increased by 50. Cooldown reduced to 1.5 from 2. Weak spot stumble increased to 1.35 from 1.25. That's okay. Cultist updates. Tripwire cultist traps now cause the Silent's golden objective to fail. Oh, interesting. Now you really have to be careful if you want that extra 500 copper if you complete the secondary objective. Cultist HP now scales in Nightmare and No Hope, same as other mutation classes. Sniper base health reduced to 35 from 75. Okay, that's a nerf for the sniper. Puss Flinger. Collision has been adjusted on Puss Flinger's bait jars, making them easier to hit. Base health reduced to 325 from 350. Slasher. Everyone hates the Slasher, especially on Nightmare and No Hope. Can no longer damage other cultists. Base health reduced to 450 from 725. Nice. Armor reduced to 200 from 350. Nice. Now stumble when their helmet armor is broken. Great. Because the Slasher is really hard. I mean, until you get a good weapon or damage, then Slasher are very tough, especially on No Hope difficulty. So there are also other updates to Swarm, Accessibility Controller, Steam Deck, and tons of bug fixes. So if you want to read all of these, then I'll put the link in the video description below. And that will be it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm super excited to play this update, and I hope I see you there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing so you'll be notified when I upload a new one. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you on the next one.